So, how many of you guys are excited for Christmas next week? I'm not because I have to work a ton and I work at a grocery store, so that's not fun. So, if you guys are going last minute Christmas shopping for anything, try and make it simple and quick. It'll make everyone's lives easier. But anyways, hey guys, well, we got a game here today against serventseaslug. Battle on my stream I had the other day, so yeah. My team, it's that one team from before, but I did replace the Breloom with a Garchomp, and I'm just testing it out right now to see what happens. We'll see, obviously, but so far I've been kind of liking it, so I don't know. I do miss Breloom a bit, but at the same time Garchomp works, so yeah, it just removes a little bit of ways to deal with Rotom, but Rotom still isn't that hard, but eh. But anyways, opponent's team, looking at him, I'm kind of more worried about the Tornadus and the Greninja, just because once he gets rid of my Scizor, it's really easy for them to kind of run through my team. I say Scizor, well, not Scizor, but Scizor just because of the fact that it has a bullet punch, it can take hits pretty decently, but you know, the main thing is that also if they get rid of my Rotom, but like I said, main things I have to worry about are Greninja and Tornadus because they outspeed most of my team, so Landers is going to be pretty important too, just so I can quick take those down, and then I just got to make sure I keep momentum going on my end, so I got to keep going in and out to make sure they don't catch me in any weird situation. But anyways, leads on his end, I kind of figured he would go with like Rotom or Tornadus, maybe even Greninja, so I figured Rotom would be in general good to deal with whatever he would try and do, which he leads with his own Rotom, and I'm just going to decide right here to just go for the Will-O-Wisp, because I figured either A, he's going to do that himself, or B, he's just going to Volt Switch right off the bat, and I don't care if I get burned. I mean, neither Rotom cares if they get burned, it's just more of the fact that residual damage is always nice, but he fires up Hydro Pump right away, I guess hoping I would just Volt Switch right out, but I didn't right away, and then I Volt Switch right there, and I Volt Switch into my Greninja, because I'm like, okay, I can just use her now, get more damage flowing on his end, and see what happens, but I noticed he had no leftovers there, so I'm just going to kind of bait me into thinking he might be Scarfed, but even if he is, I'm kind of not scared about Greninja taking a Hydro Pump, just because I should still be able to take it well enough since it will be resisted. So I decided it's safe enough to just go for a U-turn, which I do, and he goes into the Tornadus, trying to take any hit I would try and throw at him, but you know, Landorus with a Scarf can kind of take it on. I just go for Stone Edge just to be on the safe side. I'm not really too concerned with what he has just yet, so I might as well play it a little safe right away. But gonna go to Heat Train right here as he goes into Skarmory. This Stone Edge isn't a huge deal because I'm just gonna set up Stealth Arcs right here anyways, so I mean, it'll get rid of any sturdy head, barring leftovers, but it should be easy enough to play around. But he goes into Rotom right there. I figured he wouldn't go straight for the Hydro Pump, figuring I would really want to switch, which I did want to, but I predicted the Volt Switch more. Plus, Heatran, as much as I would like it for Skarm, it's not going to be that huge of a deal to keep around. So I figured it'd just be safer to stay and just go for Fire Blast, which I do hit the Tornadus. I do score a crit on it, which is unfortunate, but if I did get max damage, I would have killed anyways, but no way to tell if I would have or wouldn't have, but, you know, I kill it, which is nice, but unfortunate hacks that might not have mattered in the end, but it probably still did. But whatever the case, he goes into Garchomp. I have to switch out right there. I really don't want to risk Heatran just yet. Like, I made a risk earlier, but it was a bit safer of a risk in a weird way. But, yeah, he goes into Garchomp, and I just go into Landorus. He just went for Earthquake, and then he Swords Danced. And then he, I had to U-turn because I need to go into something that could better take on Garchomp. Plus, I didn't want to sack Landorus just yet. So, I'm just going to go into Scizor, who I figure he's just going to go straight for Dragon Claw, and then I knew I could take another hit. So, I just Mega Up and go for the Bullet Punch, which I take both the Dragon Claw and the Earthquake fairly decently. Not as well as, you know, I really would have liked, but considering the factors in it, I take it pretty well, and then I die to Rough Skin Bullet Punch, or Rough Skin from me Bullet Punching, but it's just fine. So I'm going to go to Greninja to Ice Beam for the revenge kill because it's safe, and I take minimal damage. I mean, I still take Life Orb and Stealth Rocks, but if I wouldn't have like Landers, I would have had to take Rough Skin as well. But he goes into Rotom. I don't want Greninja to die just yet, so I figure he's most likely going to go for Volt Switch, so I'll go into Garchomp just to be safe, which he goes for Discharge, which is close enough, but now he's in range where Stealth Rocks will just kill him, so I know he's going to have to switch out, so I just go for the Swords Dance right here, which he goes into Gliscor on, or no, I go straight for Dragon Claw. Why did I just Dragon Claw? That made no sense. I thought I Swords Danced there. I Swords Danced here, but I don't know why I Dragon Clawed before. I could have sworn I Swords Danced there, but whoops, whatever. You know, I Swords Dance there, and then he Toxics me on my Swords Dance, which I have the Lumberry for, so that's fine and dandy. But he just Toxics me again after I fire off a Dragon Claw, which does a very, very good chunk. Like, I'm okay with that damage. But here, I thought he was just going to go straight for the Protect, so I went for another Swords Dance, but he decides here to just go for the Earthquake, which, you know, it hurts my Garchomp a fair amount, but I still thought he was just going to go for the Protect. But then on this next turn, he does go for Protect, so I was like, okay, I feel like that risk wasn't worth it, but sure, whatever he wants to do. I mean, I guess, right? But here he's going to switch out into the Rotom. Since it's going to die from rocks anyways, he might as well just sack it so that he can get a free kill on my Garchomp, since Toxic should take me down at this range, which it actually doesn't, because I live with 1, but it doesn't matter anyways, because he can just go into Greninja, which can just kill me with the whatever he wants, which he's going to choose Dark Pulse because he doesn't want to be an Ice type for some reason, which the Dark Pulse helps me out more, because I have a free switch in with Landorus with U-turn, so I mean it works out for me, because now he's forced to switch out, or he's forced to just let Greninja go, which he doesn't want to let go just yet, so he's going to go into Gliscor to take the potential hit, or the potential U-turn, which, I mean, it's a fairly obvious U-turn. There's no reason to go for anything else at this point, so that is what I proceed to do, and just go to Greninja, because I can just threaten now with an Ice Beam, and if he goes into his own Greninja, I mean, it'll take a lot of damage, so I'm okay with that. But he does just Protect up right here just to scout what I'm going to do, which, like I said, I'm going to Ice Beam. There's no reason to overpredict at this point. Like, I don't care that much if Greninja comes in. I should be able to take him on well enough anyways. So, said Greninja does come in, which I do get the Ice Beam off on it, which it'll do a pretty good chunk at the very least. But, you know, would have liked it to do a little bit more, but I can't complain too much. But now I'm going to go into Landorus because I really had nothing better I wanted to bring in at this point, and I kind of wanted to just sack it because the way I was looking at it was I could just go back into Rotom to take a hit from Greninja and then let Greninja die from Life Orb. So I figure the first thing I'd want to sack is Landorus because I'd rather have Rotom than Landorus, but something else needs to be able to take a hit is the thing. So like I said, sack Landorus and then go to Rotom and just let him die from Life Orb. I didn't really care what move I clicked. I think I probably just clicked Hydro Pump for safety purposes, but in case you want to switch. But whatever the case, he goes in Gliscor right here, and I'm just going to start firing off Hydro Pumps. There's no reason not to. So that is what I proceed to do eventually when, you know, all this shit wears off. But he does go for a knockoff at the very least, but I'm able to live with 8 HP and just take him down with a Hydro Pump. At least I'm assuming I take him down. I do take him down, because at that range he really has no business living. But now he's going to go into Skarmory because it's his last guy, and I can just fire off a Volt Switch and hopefully kill. If I don't, I still have Heat Train, so it's not a huge deal, but it would have been nice if I do kill. I do kill with a crit, which I think actually does matter, but I still had Heat Train anyway, so it wasn't that huge of a deal. But whatever the case, that is the game. So GG, Sea-Slug. It was a fun game. I don't know, whatever. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know. I have nothing better to say. I probably won't be streaming for like a couple weeks just because of work and then the holidays. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But hope you guys enjoyed. Such blah. Recommend sub and later, guys.